This is the Old Musician's Blog, number 40. It's a nice day out today, and I'm glad to be out walking around a little bit. Even while it's a Tuesday, and we did double gigs yesterday, which was really good fun. The gig at, we played the gig at the retirement home, the Manor, and that's always a kind of a nice place. And Casey's the live wire singing with us, and then went over to Martino's right after it and played with Mariah, who sang. She sang really well, and the band was really going good together. It was all very nice, the way the music rolled. It just kind of rolled together, and everybody seemed enthused and of good cheer, good enough anyway. And so made a few bucks from music bucks, and played some music and had a bit of fun, and it was all good. And of course then we went to bed kind of late, even though we were home by 9:30, but it still was, 11 o'clock, 11:30 by the time I got to go to sleep. And got up early, of course, before 6, and that makes for a little bit tired. And my wife Lucy there, she was feeling a little tired today as well. And so we had enough energy to go out to Walmart and get some cat food, and I got a hoe for doing a bit of gardening of the green ladies when they arrive, and the other stuff, the beans and stuff that I'm probably going to be planting. And just kind of moving slow. Came home, had some lunch, took a nap. I watched. I found myself upon a standard Stanford course on. I think it was called evolutionary biology, but it might have been something slightly different from that. But anyway, they were mostly talking about categorizing and how the breakdown of information into categories allows us to quickly identify things and transmit ideas, and at the same time, when things are at the edge of the categories, they make them rather difficult to identify what category they're in. And categorization also often gets used to justify ideas that, in the same way that the map is not the territory, the category is not the thing. And there's this whole argument about reductionism versus holism that comes into effect with it. But what was interesting was how YouTube found for me in the same, right underneath that, all the different areas of this course, which are all online. It found me this video that was talking about the development of AI and how how it's similar to the brain, and what they were identifying in the brain and using to understand AI better was the way and the areas of the brain that categorize things, and how they're identifying them. Well, I didn't get through the whole video because other things happened, and it was kind of a long thing to look at, and uh, but I thought that was interesting how the video jumped from one subject to another whole subject that had similarities to it, but was actually a different subject. And then later today, I'm looking around and I see, another article. This one was about gene drives, which I find very interesting, and how they're considering the use of gene drives to eliminate mosquitoes that carry malaria in Africa. And of course, this is nothing that common people have much control over, who makes these decisions. But of course, there's a lot of the scientists themselves are worried enough because they don't know whether or not, if there are any unintended consequences from eliminating a competing species, which happens in biology a lot, that one species eliminates another, that for one reason or another it takes over their niche. And one of the fears that they have is that these mosquitoes, the gene could jump the species wall, the species barrier between species, and that if that were to happen, then there could be unintended consequences over into another species. And it seemed interesting that this idea of the spillover effect of one idea from one area could spill over to another, just as it seemed that YouTube had spilled over from a course in biology and evolution, and it spilled over into this course on artificial intelligence, or this talk on artificial intelligence, that they had come up together, and in a way they had crossed the species wall from one area to another. I thought that was interesting and of some note. So there it is.